The biggest lie about wealth is that you can see it. We are trained to look for signals. The watch, the car, the address. But look closer. That man in the penthouse, he is likely drowning. He owns the watch, but the bank owns the building. He is leveraged to the limit. He is an actor on a stage built by debt. Now, consider this man. He looks ordinary. He owns a business that needs no fancy address. He holds assets that do not shine. He buys companies, not cars. He values time, not meetings. He is not just rich. He is free. The difference is not income. The difference is visibility. Today, we dismantle one dangerous concept in personal finance: the illusion of ownership. Let's talk about the invisible fortune. There is a psychological virus spreading through the professional class. It is called status anxiety. You feel it when you see a peer buy a house you cannot afford. You feel it when you hear about the next big IPO. You feel poor, even if you earn in the top 5%. Why? Because your brain is not wired to calculate net worth. Your brain calculates comparative dominance. When you see a car that costs $150,000, your brain says,
"The wealthiest people I have met share one trait. They are invisible. They own no yachts. They wear no logos. They drive cars that are 4 years old. But they may own the bank that finances the yacht." This is the first shift, the reversal of optics. Most people spend money on things that signal wealth to strangers. This is called conspicuous consumption. For the architect of margin, the most valuable asset is not real estate. It is uninterrupted time. Consider this. If you buy a $100,000 car, you must earn roughly $130,000 after tax. To earn that, at $200 an hour, you trade 650 hours of your life. You traded 650 hours for a machine that sits in traffic. Stop asking, "Can I afford this?" Start asking, "How many hours of my life must I trade for this? And what could I do with those hours instead?" This is not minimalism. This is time sovereignty. The richest person in the room is not the one with the biggest house. It is the one who can walk away at any moment. The second shift is about asset visibility. The public stock market is a casino. Everyone sees the same price. Everyone watches the same screen. The invisible fortune focuses on illiquid assets. What does a truly wealthy person own that you cannot see? Distressed debt, private business equity, intellectual property, the middleman position. These assets are boring, not sexy, but they create cash flow. This is the core of margin. You build wealth through spread.
The third shift is the most powerful. It is the stoic frame. In behavioral economics, loss aversion means the pain of losing $100 feels twice as strong as the pleasure of gaining it. The financial industry exploits this. They create FOMO, fear of missing out. They manufacture anxiety.
The architect of margin defeats this by embracing the inversion of enough. Ask yourself a brutal question. If I never bought another thing in my life, would I be happy? If the answer is no, you are addicted to novelty. You will never feel rich enough. Truly wealthy people set a hard ceiling on their lifestyle. They know exactly what enough looks like. House, $2,500 a month. Food, $800. Transportation, $400. Experiences, $1,000. Total, $4,700. If your assets generate $7,000 a month, you are free. You have a margin of $2,300. The invisible fortune is the ability to say, I have enough. I do not need to play this game anymore. This gives you ultimate power. When you do not need the money, you can attract it. Desperation disappears. Your leverage becomes infinite. Let me tell you a story. I know a person. They live in a small apartment. They drive a car from the 1990s. They wear the same watch they bought in college, a Seiko, $200.
I met them at a conference in Manhattan. Everyone wore branded vests. Everyone talked about SPACs, IPOs, vacation homes. This person stood quietly in the corner. Later, I learned they owned the building we were in. They owned the land. They held the mortgage on the hotel across the street. Their net worth? Approximately $80 million. I asked them why. Why the modest car? Why the small apartment? They said, I do not need to prove anything, and I prefer that no one knows. That is the invisible fortune. They move through the economy like a ghost, collecting yield, acquiring assets, never showing their hand. This is the ultimate state, Zen Technocracy. You are calm because you are secure. You are silent because you have nothing to prove.